What's up, family? Man, I want to jump on this morning, have a heart to heart with you guys. Man, accepting, I can't even think of the title is supposed to be um, accepting reality. Accepting reality. You know what I mean? Man, we're going to go deep, all right? So I got a comment yesterday from one of the subscribers that posted something, and man, they commented, and I don't know their name, so I'm just going to spelled JASKINGSLEY. This person commented yesterday, and they got my wheel spinning, and I felt led to respond to their question with this video. The video is going to pertain to the great majority of us. Okay, stay with me. We're going to go somewhere. The question was how. I mean, how you should accept your reality and accept certain things will never happen, no matter how hard you try. The question is really like, how can a human being just accept his reality and just let go and live life? Man, it's a great question. There's a lot of questions in there, but there's great questions. You know what I mean? And man, that's part of growing up. That's a part of our emotional growth and development, our emotional maturity. You know what I mean? When we can finally get to that point of just being able to surrender. And see, that's the key right there. That's hard. It's being able to surrender to the greater good. Stay with me, we're going somewhere. My wife is passing away from cancer in 2015. That was a hard reality. I didn't want to come to grips with that. You know what I mean? Stay with me. I didn't want to come to grips with, man, I'm losing her. And there's nothing that I could do to stop this. There's nothing I could do to change the fact that this woman is going to die from breast cancer. There's nothing that I could have done. There's nothing I could have said, no matter how much I prayed, no matter how much I fasted. It didn't change the fact that she had breast cancer and she was going to die. And that was a hard pill to swallow. It was a great humbling process, too. Because sometimes we think, man, for those of us that put in some work, those of us that have studied, those of us that have read some stuff that have, man, we've done some things in life. We tend to think that, man, we could change anything and everything. And the reality is, there's some things you cannot change. There's a lot of things you can't change. And that's a humbling process to come to grips with, okay, God, man, it is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. No matter how much I cry, no matter how much I pout, you're not going to change. You're not going to budge. I accept that. I release that. I don't agree with it. It breaks my heart, but it is what it is. I'm going through a situation this year in March. Man, I didn't understand it. I still don't understand the situation. I still don't understand what got us to this point. I didn't agree with it. It pissed me off. It broke my heart. Da 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 da. Whoop whoop whoop. There's a whole bunch of emotions tied to it, attached to it. And I had to get to the place. It is what it is. And it's going to be what it's going to be. I can't change my reality. I can't change what this person's done. I can't change where we're at. I can't change that. There's no sense in crying over spilled milk. I'm not going to sit here and play a victim. I'm not going to sit here, why me? All this other stuff that we do. At some point, you got to get up and pick up the pieces. At some point, you have to accept it for what it is and like, man, this is out of my control. This is above my pay grade. One of the things that helped me get to that process, helped me get to that place, as I was talking to God in 2015, and He reminded me of something. He reminded me of the fact that she had a tumor the size of a grapefruit sitting on her lung in 2008. And it wasn't cancerous, but it could have been cancerous. He could have taken her then. We had just got together. He could have taken her then. He gave us extra time to spend, to laugh, to joke, to play, to build, to hang out, to travel. We had a lot of stuff that we accomplished in that time frame. And although I was mad, I was broken, I was frustrated, I was hurt, I was angry as fuck. Because I knew a whole bunch of other people I would much rather had fucking breast cancer and died than her. If the truth be told, it was a devastating loss. And there was nothing I could do about it. And so what God had shown me is Elijah, you had better learn some fucking gratitude. Elijah, you had better sit here, pump your motherfucking brakes, and grow the fuck up. I know it hurts. I know you're the loss you're dealing with. But there's people that have never experienced this type of love. There's people that's never experienced this type of joy, this type of peace, this type of happiness. There's people that have never experienced this type of connection. I could have taken her ass in 2008. I'm taking her in 2015. I gave you 7 extra years. And your ass is still pissed off. Your ass is still mad, still angry. How fucking ungrateful are you? I'm not accepting reality. Accepting reality. It is what it is. You can't change it. But what you can do is get in alignment with God, source, the most high, universe, universal consciousness, whatever you want to call it. You can learn to meditate and get in alignment with source. God, okay, God, I don't agree with this. I don't understand this. This is fucking me up. This is breaking my motherfucking heart. I don't know why you have me going through this. What the fuck is the purpose behind this? But at the end of the day, I know I don't know everything. At the end of the day, I know I don't see the bigger picture because I'm caught up in my emotions right now. I know I don't see the bigger picture because I'm not all knowing. But this still hurts. This is killing me. This is ripping me apart. And for some reason, I have to go through this. I don't understand it, but I got to go through this. Happened with losing my wife in 2015. 2023. Find myself going through the same thing. She doesn't have breast cancer. Not that I know of. But I find myself picking up the pieces, starting all over, alone, without them in my life. And again, not understanding why. Been angry and mad as fuck. Confused as fuck. The victim mentality kicks in. Why me? The real shit kicks in. You start getting to the point of, man, fuck this shit, I'm done. I'm done. I have got to the point, if I could be completely transparent, I shared this before. I got to the point this year. Talking about accepting reality. I got to the point this year. I didn't want to live no more. I didn't. There's only so many broken hearts you can endure. There's only so much pain you can carry. And I got there. The confusion, the anger, the hurt, the brokenness. But at some point, after you do all the crying, after you're mad as hell, you're going to have to pick up the pieces and carry on. And that's hard to do. That's hard to do. I admit it. I acknowledge it. I still struggle with that sometimes. But you have to accept reality for what it is. As if that wasn't bad enough. This year I find out that my best friend, my boy, betrayed my trust. I didn't want to believe it. He betrayed me a couple of times actually this year. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to accept that. Not him. But it is what it is. We have to accept reality for what it is. We have to be able to see reality for what it is. It helps me. Again, I'm not a Christian at all, by any standards of the term. Okay? But it helps me understand. It helps me know that Jesus, Joshua, whatever you want to call him, went through the exact same thing. What am I talking about? He was in the garden. I know we all, well, not we, because I don't. A lot of Christians come out and make Jesus out to be this great being who was perfect and and he never did anything wrong. And man, and I'm not saying that he wasn't, but let's see this shit for what it really is. In the Garden of Gethsemane, before he was betrayed, he didn't want to go through what he had to go through. He didn't want to go through the pain and suffering he was about to go through. He didn't want to have to deal with the betrayal that he was about to go through. And he cried to God, man, take this cup from me. I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to have to face this. I don't want to go through what I got to go through. I don't want to accept reality for what it is. Is there another way? Is this going to hurt too bad? Is there another way we can accomplish what you sent me here to accomplish? And he cried and prayed, and to the point it appeared he was sweating blood. Hematidrosis, look it up. Hematidrosis, sweating blood. I don't know how much you prayed. I don't know how much you cried, but I'm damn sure you ain't sweated and cried and prayed to the point where it appeared as though you were sweating blood. See, that hematidrosis comes from being up under great fear, being up under great pressure, and your capillaries burst and blood oozes out of your skin. It appears as though you're sweating blood. Again, it's caused by great fear, great pressure. That's how much pressure and fear Jesus faced. Knowing that he was about to go through the hell that he was about to go through. And he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. finally got to the place. Okay, I surrender. Not my will, thy will be done. I'll do this for the greater good. In spite of my brokenness, my pain, my trauma, my suffering, I'll do what's in the best interest of the greater good. This is what we have to learn. This is what we have to do. We have to learn to pick up the pieces and continue on for the greater good. Truth be told, I'd been dead a long time ago. I wanted to die when Cecilia, my wife, passed away from breast cancer. I tried to die while I was in China because I didn't want to come back to the States. I was that heartbroken. I had just lost my brother a few months before to colon cancer. I was done. Done. But I couldn't even die because I had to come back. I hadn't even started a YouTube channel yet, but I had to come back. There's things that I had to do. I wanted to run away, but I couldn't. Picking up the pieces. When me and my wife went through what we went through on March 18th, I was done. Again. Devastated. Crushed. Humiliated. Broken. Angry as fuck. I was done. I was done. But I had to accept reality. I had to pick up the pieces. I don't know what you're going through, but whatever it is, you're going to have to accept reality for what it is. You're going to have to accept the fact that you only have so much power. God, source, universe, the Most High, is not going to change their ultimate plan to appease you. It ain't going to happen. You're 1 in 8 billion. There's 8 billion people running around on this planet. And we all have our own idea how life is supposed to be. We have to grow up. We have to get in alignment with Source, God, the Most High, and understand. He sees all, knows all, understands all. So let me tap into Him. Let me tap into this power. Let me tap into this knowledge, this wisdom, this insight. And understand it's really not about me. It's about me healing and dealing with my shit. That's just a tiny piece of the puzzle. But it's about me also being connected to others and sharing that knowledge, that insight, and being a beacon of hope, of love, of light for others. That's the greater good. That's the bigger picture. Jesus had to go through what he had to go through for the greater good. You don't understand why you're going through what you're going through. You don't understand why your reality is the way that it is. Once you tap into God, source, he'll make it clear. And you'll be able to take your experiences, whether it's been homeless, sleeping on the train, been abandoned, losing loved ones, whatever it is, been incarcerated, drugs, whatever your experiences are, you'll be able to take them and share that knowledge and that wisdom and that insight with others going through what you're going through or going through what you went through. And you'll give them hope. You'll inspire them. You'll encourage them. You'll motivate them. You'll challenge them to be better, to reach their full potential, because it's bigger than you. It's bigger than you. It's always been bigger than you. Man, I hope and pray that I've said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to challenge your way of thinking. We have to grow up emotionally and spiritually. We have to get in alignment with God, source, universe, the Most High. We have to learn to accept reality for what it is and pick up the pieces. Understanding that, man, there's a bigger picture. There's a much larger play that you don't see. And just because you don't see it, don't mean that it's not real. Just because you don't see and understand it, don't mean that it don't exist. Pick up the pieces. Happy healing.